Covering St. Johns County, News 4 Jax is now learning more about the relationship between a former St. Augustine Beach mayor and the man he's accused of shooting last week.
No charges have been filed in the shooting. A longtime friend of former Mayor Frank Charles says Charles fired in self-defense, wounding a former employee, Blake Miles. We now know Miles was arrested in a separate incident in July for trespassing and resisting police. It happened at Dogtown, USA, a pet resort in Mandarin where Miles worked for Charles. That's where Channel 4's Haley Winslow is joining us now live. Haley, any update on Miles's condition?
Tom, Miles is still in the hospital in stable condition. This is where the July incident happened at Dogtown, USA. From what we understand, Miles was taking care of the animals overnight, and according to this police report, called Charles intoxicated, threatening to let out all of the animals. When Charles got here, detectives say he fired Miles on the spot, but he kept trying to go back into the business and wouldn't get into the patrol car when police arrived. Now, in this latest incident, the report is heavily redacted, and we're hearing two very different stories. Melissa, who doesn't want her last name used, says she's a lifelong friend of former St. Augustine Beach Mayor Frank Charles. Since he can't talk about the incident, she is. Blake Miles was temporarily living with Charles, and she says he woke up the former mayor in the middle of the night wanting a ride.
It escalated outside onto the golf course, where Frank was screaming for help.
Melissa says as a result of the fight, Charles was hospitalized with minor injuries. Miles' injuries are much worse. Miles' aunt, Ashley Allman, says Charles shot the 27-year-old in the chest and groin and says he didn't have to shoot twice.
If you're shot once and someone's down, then I can certainly understand you're fearful, you run in the bedroom, you leave the house, and you call the police. You shoot again in the chest.
Allman says she does not condone her nephew's behavior, but after the previous altercation between the two men, she says Charles' actions don't add up.
If you are so scared of an individual and you've had him arrested and you fired him from his place of work, then why are you allowing this man to continue to stay in your home and be friends with this man and continue to go on vacation?
Melissa says her friend and godfather of her children was doing Miles a favor and says Charles is a very caring and giving person and not one to open fire.
He's extremely passionate and kind to animals. It's something he's always been like. This is why he is so involved in these pet resorts. But he's always trying to do nice things for people who need a little extra help. Probably one of the most giving people I know.
Miles' trespassing charge was dropped from the July incident. He pleaded no contest to resisting arrest and spent one day in jail. Reporting live in Mandarin, Haley Winslow, Channel 4, the local station.